Hey, how you guys doing? Doing a review on a Marfione Tech 3 custom Balisong that I acquired about a few days ago, maybe last week, about Wednesday to be specific. I got it off of Blade Forums through one of my buddies in there. Um, just as soon as I saw it, I had to grab it. I had no idea that there was going to be a Tachyon 3 coming out by Microtech Knives. Until one day I was on Blade HQ and I seen some on there and they sold out with like in seconds. I had it in my cart and as soon as I had it in cart it was like gone. So I believe they had 3 that day. I know they're supposed to have some more, and I believe that there was also like a pre-order. You put $5 down, you pre-order it, and when it comes in, you pay the full amount. I know that they're gonna have a couple more. I don't know how many are being produced. I heard like a mid-tech run, about 60 of them, 50 of them. Not really sure. But yeah, I managed to get this early, and I was really excited about it. Just hella excited. As soon as I got it in, I just opened the box and start playing with it. And just the specs on it are just phenomenal. Glass breaker, you know, TI channel construction, spring latch, no hang ground. I just thought it was hella awesome. So yeah, I told some of my buddies about it, and they all wanted me to make a video review, since there's not many out there. And at first, I kind of was like, no, I don't really do YouTube stuff. I'm kind of like low key, kind of private type of person. I like to just keep my stuff and not really make videos about it. But after a while, I thought I should make one, just because this is the first Balisong knife that has come out that has titanium channel construction, spring latch, everything that flippers like, everything that Balisong enthusiasts rave for, And there hasn't been one released since the Benchmade Forex series, which has been longest continued since like 2009, 2008. I'm not sure, somewhere around there. So everything else that's been produced has been all sandwich construction, T-latch. And so this is the first thing that has come out that has really got us all excited, and it's like, wow, it's the first thing of its kind in many, many years. But anyways, so this is the box, and this is the Marfione custom box it comes with, which is, hell awesome. Really, really badass. You open it up, and then you get some more Marfione logos. And you get the Marfione patch, metal patch. You can stick it on anything. And you also get a certificate of authenticity. Which, here it is. And this one is signed by Tony Marfione, which is awesome, hella badass. This is the first knife I own that has one of his signatures on the plate. So it's really, really special. And on top of that, it's a Balisong, which is like my favorite type of knife. So yeah, and my serial number is a 45, so really excited about that. And this also has like a DLC coating. I don't know what kind of coating this is, but it's black. It's really cool. Let's put that back in there. So yeah, guys, this is the knife. This is the pouch. And let's look it up. Hopefully I can get the whole. Yeah, sorry about my voice. I'm like congested. I've been sick for a couple of days, so. And here it is. And again, I don't know how many of these are being produced. Again, I said like 60 of them, like a mid-tech run. And I'm assuming there are going to be more variations on this. Maybe there will be like, carbon fiber version. Maybe there'll be some mirror polishes. Maybe there'll be some awesome inserts, like Anthony Marfione always does on all of his knives, which would be really, really awesome if he did. But anyways, here's the knife, and you get it in a pouch. Just open it up slowly. And here it is, man. TAC 3 Marfione Custom. It's hella awesome. Hella awesome. I love it, man. It's, and first impressions, when I first opened the box and I took it out, I was like, whoa, it's a pretty big ass knife. And it's larger than most of the knives that are out there, most of the Balisong knives that are out there. And the first thing that I had to do when I took it out is squeeze the handles together. The spring latch. You guys can see it. So this is it. TAC 3. And again, like, I'm not sure on the specifications of them. The specs, you can kind of look them up online, Blade HQ. I think the blade's supposed to be like 4.75 inches long, and the weight's supposed to be like 5.1 ounces. which is a little on the heavy side. Spring latch, channel style construction. And I'm not sure how they made these. I heard they're supposed to be like milled, but I mean it looks to be like cast. Maybe they cast them out of titanium, because I don't really see any like milling marks. You know, again, I'm not like a knife maker. I'm not sure exactly how they would make these, but you know, it just looks very smooth. The handles are very, very smooth, and yeah, really awesome. It's supposed to have caged ball bearings. I'm gonna try to see if you guys could see that in there. Cage ball bearings in there. And it's supposed to also have a glass breaker, which is awesome. That's really badass. It's really awesome that he did that, because I know Marfione's notorious for putting like glass breakers on all of his knives, which is hella badass. You know, it puts a little bit of the Marfione swag in this, which I'm really digging. And another thing I'm really digging about this is the V type of handle that he put on this. If you guys ever owned any Benchmade limited edition knives, you guys notice that they have like the V style of shape on the handles, and I just think that's really awesome. It just helps with the flipping. You know, it gets kind of flat up here and it just narrows down the bottom for more comfort. I'm really digging also the diamond cutouts. I think they allow for a lot of grip when you're, you know, opening the knife. But the only bad thing is that it's soft. It's very, very soft. I mean, I don't know what kind of finish this is, but it's really soft. If you're flipping it and you tend to grab it from this end, it might just slip off your fingers. So that's the only thing about it. And it's also been known since like the dawn of you know, ancient flipping, that you don't put IKBS bearings on a Balisong and call it a good flipper. You just don't do it, you know. You need the resistance on it so you can manipulate the knife and do more tricks with it. But for some reason it just works really well with this knife. You know, it's not too slippery where I can't do any tricks with it and I just cut the shit out of myself all the time. Like, there's still a little bit of resistance in there and I could still flip it and manipulate it. So it's not that bad. And also too, like from some of my other knives that I've had that had IKBS bearing systems, I just tighten them up. I just tighten up the screws, and I tighten them up from both sides, and I tighten them enough to make it, you know, get a little bit more resistance on it, and then I can flip it pretty good. Yeah. And this is the retractable spring, the clip, which is all cool. Just press it down and it just opens up like that. And I really like that. I think it's great. This is the first time I've ever seen that on a knife, and on a Balisong knife, to mention the least. But it doesn't really hold on to like your jeans really well. It doesn't really attach itself very securely. Like, you could easily just pull it out, and you know, like if you were like to fall down or something, I could imagine this falling out of your pocket, even if you had it attached to your jeans or something. It's not really that like secure. I wish that he put a stronger pocket clip and he at least made it a little longer. I think that would have helped. And also too, on the spring latch, if you like move it around, it seems like a weak spring, you know. So hopefully it doesn't give out after time. Hopefully after like opening and closing the knife, it doesn't, you know, wear out, you know. Like on my 4X series knives, you know, I wiggle it around and it doesn't do that. So I hope he probably fixes that, or, you know, like, again, it's not a really big deal. I mean, but I just kind of, you know, for a knife, I just hoping they could be a little bit more of a stronger latch. And yeah, this is a high hollow boy grind with the recurve. You guys can see it when I put it to the side. You can see the recurve on there pretty good. And it's supposed to be a what's the name of that? Tri-stone stonewash finish on the blade, which is really awesome. You can use it and cut with it. You could probably flip and drop, and you probably won't be able to tell as much. And here's the blood groove. And also too, one thing that I should mention is that this part of the blade is sharp. It is very sharp. Like sometimes when I do some tricks with the knife and I bounce it off my finger to close it, like that, you gotta remember that this is sharp. So like, I already cut myself on my knuckles the other day doing that shit. I just didn't know it was sharp until I kind of looked at it, and yeah, it's sharp from up here, the swedge, which is also badass. It's pretty cool. So yeah, how does it flip? You know, it flipped pretty good. I don't have any problems with it. Again, you know, just the ball bearing system's kind of strange on it. I don't prefer cage bearings on any of my Balisong knives that I flip. But again, you know, just, you know, if you tie the torque screws, you should have no problem with it. So yeah, I'm gonna put this right here on here so you can see it, and I'm also gonna put other knives that are also common flippers, and just so you guys can see the size comparison. So let me just go grab some more of my knives. And this is the Tachyon, and I'm putting next to a prototype that I have, so you guys can see the size. So that's one right there. And then I have a Tempest, Jerry Home Tempest. There it is. So you guys can see off the bat, I mean, the handles are long on this knife, you know. They're about the same length as this, and they seem to be a little longer than the Tempest. And I got another one. This is my Benchmade 42C. The pocket clip. I'll also set that aside. So just so you guys can see the handle length and the blade length. I even put a ruler on here too, so you guys can see the how big they are. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me zoom out a little bit. So yeah, it's a pretty big ass knife. It goes almost 10 inches, about 10 inches, which is pretty large. And here's another Tachyon that I have. Put that to the side also. So yeah, I mean, if I compare it to all these other knives, you know, like I still love my Tachyon Proto, my Tachyon in general. I think they're really awesome knives. They're good flipping knives. I love the bushing system. I actually prefer the bushing system on a Balisong. I just think it's a lot smoother, and you could tighten it up and it'll still flip good. And I still love my Jerry Home Tempest. I think like the bushing system on this is like phenomenal. It's like my favorite bushing system was on the Jerry Home knife, and I still love it. I still flip it, and you know, like I don't like prefer this one over any of these. Like I still love all of my knives. My 42s, I love it to death. My Tachyons, I still keep my Tachyons. I'm not getting rid of any of those either. So, but yeah, but I find that this one, just because the cage ball bearing system is kind of strange to flip, and as you're manipulating it, it's kind of like feels plasticky. You know, it feels very light. It's just very kind of just strange. You know, off the box. So yeah, it's gonna need a few adjustments, maybe a few mod works to get it just down right, depending on how you like to flip it. I'm not a huge flipper. I know some basic moves, but I would really love to see what someone that can find the way around a Balisong really well would think of this knife, because you know, obviously not all Balisongs are great at certain tricks. You know, some knives are better at rollovers than others. So, but yeah, so this is the size comparison, and I'm also gonna put them to the side just so you guys can see the thickness of them. So you guys can kind of see the thickness. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So yeah, they're about the same. I mean, it's not too big of a difference. You know, I had one of my buddies ask me how thick it was compared to the Tempest, and it's about the same. You guys can see it's about the same, almost the same thickness. Not really that big of a difference. So, oh shit, I'm dropping my stuff. Oh shit. So yeah, man. I'll just put them to the side. And here's the 42. You guys can see the thickness difference. It seems a little bit thicker on the 42. And you can also see kind of how it's the V. It has that V shape, which I really love on the Balisongs. I don't know, I'm really digging that. I just think it just makes it more comfortable of a knife to hold and flip in general. When it narrows down at the bottom, I just think that's how awesome. And some of the, like I said, some of the Benchmade 4X series have that. the limited edition ones, like the 4201 or like the 42DM, stuff like that. They feature that. So yeah, it's all badass. And I hope Tony Marfione does more different like modifications on this knife. Hopefully he'll come with one that's all, you know, carbon fiber handles, channel carbon fiber handles with like, you know, really cool inserts in here, like he's known to do on his knives, like some carbon fiber, you know, like inserts, or some like red coral inserts. That would be really badass, you know. Or maybe, you know, flame anodize it, like he does with some of his kill switches. So it's hella cool. So yeah, I mean, that's basically all I gotta say about it. I really don't know what else to say. I know there's gonna be some more. Again, New Blade SKUs having a pre-order. If you're lucky enough to get your pre-order in, you're gonna get one. If not, you probably just have to wait for the secondhand market. Again, there's a limited amount of these being produced, and these sold out like crazy fast. You know, within like minutes. As soon as I got like my email about it being in stock, I just, you know, I was like at an orientation at a job, and I just stepped out, and I was like just called in, and you know, got a few of these. So yeah, if you guys get it in, do a little review about it, a little ramble. Tell us what you think about it. So far, I like it. I really like the specifications. Again, it has a spring latch, channel construction, you know, recurve buoy, hand ground, everything. I mean, it's just, you know, I think Tony is the only one that's listening to the Balisong community. He's the only one that's listening to the flippers. You know, he's the one that's catering to the Balisong enthusiasts. Like no one else is doing that, you know, other than Jerry Home and a few other custom knife makers. But like Benchmade hasn't really been, you know, been making any more 4X series knives, and the one that they released recently was like a 6X series, which was like stainless steel sandwich, and it was just too short, it's too heavy, it's too fat. You couldn't really manipulate it. It was just, you know, it fillets the shit out of your fingers. And I mean, it's a good knife. I'm not trying to bash it. It's a good EDC knife, but you know, just flipping wise, they haven't been making anything to flip lately.